Hey, I'm Kelsey. I'm the manifesting scientist and I teach the quantum physics of manifestation. So much of science proves how we create our reality, and I'm obsessed with answering these deeper questions. I have gone on such a soul journey that I'm going to make another video all about what I've been doing this past year because you will be shocked at how many lifetimes I've lived. But that's for a different video. Today, I simply want to help you. I want to sum up everything I've learned, all of the lessons I've learned from 2024 that we're bringing into 2025. And these are the energy of how we can create our reality on a new level. So let's dive in. The first energy for actually helping you create your reality on a brand new level is decision. In my membership, The Experiment, I just released this video series. It's a 90-minute, 4-part video series of my most epic manifestation story yet. Part of what we do in the experiment is experiment with life and how good life can get. I wanted to share in the experiment, I wanted to walk them through the process of manifesting. I walk through every single thought I have, my reaction, how I use synchronicities, how I talk to my guides, and sometimes it's easier to learn from a story. I could say, oh, it's good to have friends. And you'd be like, yeah, it is. But you feel nothing really. But if you watch Harry Potter, where a core theme of the, movies and books is like how powerful friendship is and how wonderful it is and how, like the power of friendship and how we need our friends and stuff like that. And that is much more engaging and you really feel the lessons and you can lock them in when you learn them in story format. Hence why the Bible is tons of stories so you can learn the principles of how to be a good person or whatever. And a big, big, big part of that video series is decision. I talk about my unwavering decision and how that led me to get the manifestation I desire. It's so literal that the universe gives you what you are a vibrational match for. And if you are a vibrational match for indecision, you can never get back anything because you're in a state of I don't know. So the universe gives you back I don't know. If you're in a state of deciding, then the universe can work with you and give you what you decided on. So one example is this. Let's say you and a friend are deciding where to eat dinner and you're in that rut and you're like, what do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? Right? We've all been there. It's so annoying. Like, one, we can already agree it's worse to both people sit there and like not decide than just one person picking, right? So you already feel how painful indecision can be. But when you're in this state of indecision and you're both like, I don't know, what do you want to do? I don't know what you want to do. You literally cannot eat anywhere. If there's no decision, you cannot move forward. Okay? Your indecision, the vibration you get back is indecision. You cannot eat until you make one decision. Okay, let's say you really can't decide. It's been like an hour at this point and you're like, okay, we just need to pick somewhere. And you're like, okay, we'll narrow it down. And you put, Mexican food, you write Mexican food on a piece of paper and you write Chinese food on a piece of paper. You crumble them up and put them in your hands. And then, you shuffle behind your back and your friend says the left one and you open it and it says Mexican. Now you have chosen. And have you ever done that? And then, like, in your gut, you felt like a disappointment. And you're like, oh, like I kind of wanted Chinese. That's beautiful. Because you made a decision on Mexican, because you made the decision, now the universe can work with you. Now, okay, we're getting Mexican, you can go forward with that. But if you notice in your gut, oh, I actually feel disappointed by that, good. Now, making that initial decision caused you to have a reaction, and then now you can just take a new action. Making that decision, now you can say, oh, actually, that showed me I really do want Chinese food. And then you guys can go get Chinese food. But if you're in the state of indecision, you only get back indecision. When you are in the state of decision, then you can receive something back, decide if you want that or not, and recalibrate. You always have the power to make a new decision and create a new reality, but it comes from making that initial decision. The universe literally works like Google Maps. I'm forever comparing the universe to Google Maps, our God, Google Maps. But if you want to use the GPS, if you want to go anywhere in your car, you have to plug in something into the GPS. This is the epitome of manifestation right here. You plug in, you make the decision. Your life force, your power, your free will, your energy, you. Right now, you have the life force and the power and the energy. And in fact, that is required for manifestations to come true. You make the decision, plug it into the GPS, and then the Google Maps God does all the work, right? The satellites look at all the roads, they can see every single pathway, they can determine what's best for you based off traffic and detours, blah 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 blah, and they tell you how to get there. Your only job is to make the decision and follow the guidance. Your job is not to figure out the how. Your job is just to make the decision, follow the guidance, the end. If you don't make a decision of where to go, the GPS cannot take you anywhere. It cannot start working until you make that initial decision. You can pick somewhere and then get there and be like, I hate it here, and then pick somewhere else. But you have to make that initial decision for Google Maps to work. But this is an analogy for how the universe works. You have to make that decision for the universe to give you things. You have to make a decision so that the universe can start working for you. And if you don't like the results of the decision you made, it's okay. You just make a new decision. You really can't mess up. You can't. You can't ever choose wrong. The universe is not that fragile. The universe is not like one strike and you're out. You just get to keep making decisions, follow guidance, get your manifestation. But you need to decide on what you want before the universe can give it to you. With that decision, it's inevitable for you to get the thing that you decided on. So when you use a GPS, you trust wholeheartedly that Google Maps is going to take you where you want to go, right? Like, you trust Google Maps is going to do a great job. You trust fully it's going to lead you to your destination. And we need to trust the universe like that. So when we make a decision and mean it, and you can feel in your body when you're being really honest with yourself, like, do I decide and I know it's gonna work, or did I decide and I'm kind of not sure if I'm gonna get it? Well, that's not deciding, right? It's not deciding if there's not trust behind it. And so you have to decide on your win. You decided your success is inevitable. There's not a backup. There's no other plan. You decide on you, and the universe will deliver. Life will pay any price you ask of it and demand of it. And when you demand it with that energy, you get it. The end. Really decide right now on the person you want to be, whatever you're manifesting. If it's a physical thing, like, oh, I've always really wanted a house, decide on it right now. If it's a romantic partner, decide on it right now. If you want a partner who's going to take care of you financially and emotionally, decide on it. I demand a partner who's going to do that. And the universe will deliver. It has to. Everything in the whole universe is just vibration and frequency. It works literally like a radio. If you turn the station to 99.9, there's not like a god in the sky making subjective decisions. If you turn the radio station to 99.9, it physically just has to receive that station. But the magic is your decision to turn the radio to that station. The last thing I'll say is think about things you have manifested in the past. There was an element of decision and knowing that you were going to get it. There might have been a little bit of like, ooh, like, I hope it happens. Like, I really want it. Oh my God, what if it doesn't? You might have a few doubt thoughts, but ultimately, like, you decided and you knew on some level it was going to happen, right? Okay, so let's move on. The second manifestation energy we're bringing into 2025 is experimenting. So with making a decision, we can't just make a decision and then do nothing. The decision is the key, but if you're using a GPS to get you somewhere and you plug in a destination, great. You activated the GPS. Google Maps now gives you instructions for how to get to where you want to go. It gives you exact instructions, right? But if you don't start the car and like actually follow those instructions, you're not going to get anywhere. So experimenting is all about like actually taking the actions in our life to get our manifestations to happen. A lot of questions I get are like, how do I know if I'm in alignment and manifesting something that's meant for me? How do I find my purpose? And my answer is always experiment, because when you try things out in the world, then you get feedback, right? You get feedback if you like the result or don't like the result, and then you can run a new experiment and you can get really clear on who you want to be and what you want out of life through knowing this feels good, this doesn't feel good. I went to Bali this past year, and someone I met one of the first few days, we had this like women's circle kind of thing, and everyone shared why they're there. And some people were just there for a fun vacation, some people were there doing a bit of soul searching, and I think I was the only one who was extremely clear on my purpose. And I just said, I know why I'm here. I'm here to write a book on the science of manifestation. The end. Like I know it's gonna be a success. And I said it with absolute confidence because I decided on it and I know it's gonna happen. And spoiler alert, I did write the book proposal and signed a literary agent already in just 10 days, when normally it takes people months. Like the minimum was 6 weeks that I saw on every website, but mine was very quick because I decided and I experimented and I knew. But anyways, this girl's question to me later, like we were talking later at dinner, and she was like, you seemed like you've been in Bali for years. And I'm like, I've been here for 2 days. She's like, oh my God, I'm genuinely shocked. Like, I thought you've been here for years. You're so clear and so confident. And she was like, and she was asking questions about my business. And she's like, how did you know this is what you wanted to do? And my answer is like, I didn't know this was what I wanted to do. I experimented. To get to where I am today, I continuously followed my desire on my heart and I ran experiments with the universe. I started in 2018. All I knew was I really wanted to get out of my corporate job and I wanted to run a business for a living. That's all I wanted to do. And I worked really hard to do it. But in 2018, I opened a blog. Then I wrote a blog and ran a blog called On My Way to Happiness, if you guys were here during that time. And it was about personal finance for 20 somethings. That was something I was really interested in. That was something that fascinated me, and I just started writing without a real plan for monetization, although I did hope I would monetize one day. And then I eventually started posting on Instagram to try to get people to read my blog. But then I realized on Instagram, people actually would reach out and be like, hey, can you help me? Like, hey, can you work with me? And I got a lot more dynamic feedback on Instagram than just writing a blog post and like, who interacts, how do you know if someone's reading it? You know what I mean? Where Instagram, like, people leave comments, like it was much more interactive, and I really love that. And I began posting on Instagram more than my blog, and I was getting actual clients on Instagram. And then I launched my first course, and I loved my course, and what I found with my course is I missed that interaction again, and I just post videos. I don't know if people like them, I don't know if people watch them. And so then I decided I want to do like more live coaching, and I would get a lot of personal one-on-one clients, and we'd have calls. And then I realized, okay, like I love these people, but I'm so sick of the schedule filled with calls. And you hear what I'm trying to say. Through experimenting and iteration, that was how I was able to figure out what I wanted to do. Actually, even before my blog, I forgot about this. One of my first side hustles was selling things on Amazon, not drop shipping, but like retail, whatever. So I was selling like sticky bras on Amazon, and I actually made a lot of money. Like my first month, I made $6,000. Well, that was a lot to me. And mostly I was just happy that it worked and I made my investment back and I made profit. But I had put like so much research and energy into it, and it actually worked. But I realized I didn't like it. I didn't like how I didn't feel good. I thought it was going to be so fulfilling to just get a ton of passive income. At this point, all the hard work was done. I just had to like resubmit orders for more products. Everything else was done. Amazon handles everything so easy. And I thought it was going to feel good to get all this passive income and just have an easy business, but I realized that's not what I wanted. I felt bad putting like plastic, like, not one-time use because you can use sticky brows a bunch of times, but I felt bad putting a product like that into the world. Like, I didn't really want that to be something I did. It was bad for the environment. Like, I didn't want to be that person. I didn't really feel good about what I was doing. And while I had a lot of sales come in, like, I don't know if people, I mean, I don't think people really love the product. It is what it is. But I didn't like how I had like zero interaction with anyone. Like, I didn't really feel like I was helping people in all truth. I felt like I was like the passive income was too passive. It didn't feel good. I realized it was really important to me to feel like I was helping people and feel like I was actually improving people's lives and feeling like I was making a difference. And that was really, really important to me. And I wouldn't have known that unless I started that first side hustle. I wouldn't have known that that was actually a priority for me over money until I experimented. Through experimentation, now I know where I want to be. Like, you can read every single book on how to swim, but you won't know until you jump in the pool. My whole membership, I named it The Experiment because that's how important this concept is to me. And that's what we do in that group. I think the group is so powerful because I don't really promise anything. I don't promise any result. It's not a program. Programs are significantly easier to sell when it's something like, here's how to earn $10,000 in 5 minutes without lifting a finger, right? Those are the kinds of things that people buy quickly because it promises a result, it solves their problems. That's how good business copy is written and sells much more easily. The Experiment, I didn't write any good copy. I just wrote what it is. This group is an experiment. If you want to experiment with life, join it. That's it. What's amazing is it's attracted like the best, most open-minded people in the world. The Experiment has attracted the most open-minded people in the world who literally just want to have conversations about manifestation and do the deep work to figure out how to be a person that can navigate life. The real freedom, real true freedom, is being able to look at the sky and scream, is that all you got? When we're facing our hardest moments. When we have that emotional resilience, that is so much better than any material object that you could manifest, right? And I somehow just attracted people who are interested in this mindset, and it's been the best community ever. But I never would have found these people if I didn't just experiment. I look back at 2024 and there were lots of experiments. I lived lots of lifetimes. I look back at pictures from like January 2024 and I'm like, oh my God, like, who was I? And it was all done with the energy of experimenting. Like, hey, let's just see what happens. Let's just travel and just go there. And if I hate it, I'll just come back. Let's just see. Like, it was a very light energy and very playful. And this is very important. But the energy that I'm bringing into 2025, and I invite you to as well, is what I call the edge. In 2025, I want to push all of my edges. I want to force myself to get so uncomfortable that I can't help but get the results that nobody else can get. I'm pushing myself to the boundaries of discomfort and doing what it takes, because the thing is, I already live a life I love. I wake up anytime I want, every single day. My schedule's pretty much free every day because I designed my business to be really low maintenance. I designed my business to be purely around things that excite me. It is literally around, everything's based on just what feels good to me in the moment. I have built more wealth than I ever thought possible at 30. I have dream clients. 100% of people in the Experiment have been awesome. 100%. There's nothing in my life I can complain about. It's just that I want to do it on a bigger scale. I think 2025, I'm really ready to scale, and I'm really scared to say that. In all honesty, I'm terrified to say I want to scale because what if I don't? But that goes back to the first principle, right? Decision. I say I want to scale, I will scale. The end. I will do what it takes. I will run every experiment under the sun to do what it takes to scale. I know I have excellent ideas, and when people hear the way I explain things, it clicks in a way that no other teacher can do. There's plenty of other awesome teachers out there, don't get me wrong, but I know I'm a mix that you can't find anywhere else. I know I'm extremely smart, and everything I share is from my own learned experience. I don't fake it. I don't read something in a book and regurgitate information. This is all learned from practice, and so I know it's real. I know my clients get actual results. I get like a testimonial like every single day. I know what I'm teaching is real. I know I'm the only one who can study science. I study quantum physics, neuroscience, biology every single day. And I only teach what's important for you to know to change your life. I know I'm built for this. I'm meant for this. I do a good job. This is my year, 2025. I'm ready to scale, and I'm ready for as many people to hear this message as possible because it's time. We need these messages going forward because the universe is about to change a lot. Our world is about to really change with AI and quantum computing and other things like that. We need humans to elevate our consciousness in this time. Like, it's a critical time for us to make decisions that are going to raise the vibration of humanity, I believe. And so in 2025, I'm pushing my boundaries. I'm pushing the edge of my comfort zone. The energy is edge. Success is a direct correlation to the level of discomfort you're willing to feel. Be a part of this mission. Share these ideas. Don't play it scared. And where are you playing it safe? Like, in your life, look around seriously. Where are you playing it safe? Where are you disappointed? Where are things not working out for you? And where can you push the boundary on your comfort zone? Where can you push the boundary on what you're willing to do to get the result you want? Because the reason most people stay at whatever wealth level they're at, whatever career level they're at, the reason you look around and see the masses at a certain level is because most people aren't willing to take 1,000,000% responsibility and push the edges of their comfort zone to get a result they want. Most people don't know it's possible. It's not their fault. They don't even know how much power they have. And that's why these messages are so important, to realize you don't just create your reality, you are your reality. Every single one of us has all of the power to change our outer reality and create a life we love and become a different person vibrationally. All of us, every single one. I'm coming out with a mastermind called Decode, and it is about decoding the universe. It's a year-long commitment, and I'm only seeking people who are willing to give everything to receive everything. I'm looking for people who are going to do anything it takes to change who they are vibrationally and come out on the other side. And what I want to give you is true belonging, a true home. Me and you are equals. There's things I know and things I will teach and things I will share, and I will see your blind spots. We will laugh, we will cry, but there's things you know and things you will teach, and I want to learn from you. The programs where I've gotten the most value are ones that give me a platform to be me. This mastermind I'm keeping really, really intimate, because intimacy of a safe space of being able to be yourself and share what's on your heart and share your shadow and be brave that way and be witnessed in your worst ideas and your worst thoughts and have someone hear them and love you anyway and say it's okay, and I validate you, and I see who you are, and we're here to help you no matter what. That type of friendship, that type of belonging, that type of soulmate is so rare. It's like the Illuminati. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But it's like a group of really high level people decoding the universe together. Experiment is light, play, join in, join out, try things, try them out. Fail forward. That's the point. Trial and error. Where a decode is, I'm all in. I'm willing to push the edges. I'm terrified, but I'm willing to give everything to get everything. I want to decode the universe, And to decode something, you have to dig all the way in to the root cause of the code. You have to dig all the way into the foundations of what the coding is and rewrite it. And in our human life, that means facing discomfort. And so you can hear the difference between the two. The last word, I'll keep this one quick because obviously we've been on for a while. This is a really crucial energy to bring with you into 2025 and everything you do, and it is massive acceptance. I want to end on this because I know I used a lot of language like you need to decide, you need to experiment, but I don't want you to feel like you're in a deficit of, oh, here, you're right, and here's things I should do, and now you just have more shoulds on your to-do list, because that's not the intention. The last energy is massive acceptance for where you are. You are here for a reason. Everything that's happened to you has happened to you for a reason. I know that sounds silly to say sometimes, but it's absolutely true. And every emotion you feel is valid. None of your emotions are wrong. If something annoying happens, it's okay to be annoyed. It's really okay. We didn't come here to be perfectly happy vegetable robots. We came here to be human. And that's going to be being frustrated and sad and angry. And all of that is okay. And we're all meant to have like different journeys. And so truly, like I said, I know I told you like, oh, you need to decide, you need to experiment. And all of those are true. And massive acceptance is true too. By telling yourself, oh, I should do this, I should do this, that energy is not going to work. When you accept yourself and the emotions that come up for you, that is the vibration of love. And the vibration of love is the highest vibration. And that high vibration will bring you forward. That high vibration is going to up-level you naturally. When you're angry about something that rightfully will make you angry, instead of saying, oh, how do I shift out? Oh, my manifestations aren't going to cut. Oh my God, how should I do this? When you instead go, yeah, you have the right to be angry. That sucked. Holding yourself and validating yourself and accepting yourself and loving yourself, you get to accept where you are. And when you accept yourself with that loving, caring energy, that is elevating you. You can't help but to elevate when you're cared for like that. And so I hope this was helpful. Thanks for joining. I'm going to be coming out with more videos, and I hope you like these energies and bring them to 2025.